Hey everyone, welcome to Glisten's Culinary Delights. I'm Glisten and today I'm going to teach you how to make the best potato dinner rolls. Hey everyone, welcome to Glisten's Culinary Delights. I'm Glisten, and as I said before, today we are going to make a delicious yet simple potato dinner roll. So let's get started on that recipe. Potato dinner rolls are my all-time favorite type of dinner roll. I feel like the potato gives it a different taste and they are so soft, so delicious. So we are going to get started on this dinner roll. So the first thing you're going to need is a whole potato, and you're just going to wash it, and then I'm going to peel our potato. All right, peeled potato. Chop it into small pieces. And stick them in a pot. The smaller the pieces, the faster your potato will cook. All right, so cover the potato with water in your pot. Season it with salt, and you're just going to boil this for 15 minutes or so, just until the potatoes are tender, where you could stick a fork in it and it kind of comes apart. Now this is perfect to do if you are making mashed potatoes, because we just need a cup of those potatoes. So if you are making mashed potatoes, you could do both the rolls and the mashed potatoes at the same time. All right, so now that your potatoes are cooking, we are going to get our yeast mixture ready, because this is going to take about 10 minutes to bloom. So you're going to use 1.5 cups of warm water. Then I've got some sugar, 2/3 of a cup of sugar. And then a tablespoon of yeast. Use active dry yeast, not like the rapid stuff. And then you're going to mix that together. Get all that sugar and everything mixed. All right, so we're just going to let this sit for like 10 minutes. Let the yeast and the sugar dissolve in here. Let the yeast bloom a little bit on the top. And we'll wait for our potatoes to be done, and then we'll stick it all together. All right, so our potatoes are done. I'm going to drain these, and then we're going to mash them up real quick. All right, so I just got a potato masher. I'm just going to mash them up real fast. And we're going to use about a cup of these. Okay, so for this portion, you're going to need the 2 different paddles. You're going to need your whisk paddle for the beginning part of our rolls. And then you're going to need your dough hook just on standby. So when it gets harder to mix, your dough hook will come in handy. So here I have the rest of the ingredients that we're going to use for our rolls. And then, like I said, it's a pretty simple dough. We've got 2 eggs here. They're room temperature eggs, so make sure that you've got them at room temperature. Salt. Your mashed potatoes that we just made, and then we've got our yeast mixture that has the yeast, the sugar, and the water. And if you can see close up, it's got like a frothy on top. That's the yeast has bloomed, and so it's been about 10 minutes, so that's perfect. We can get this started. And then we have our flour, and you're going to use bread flour for this. So in our stand mixer, I've got my whisk attachment. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my yeast mixture. All right, then I'm going to add in my eggs. And I'm just going to start this whisking on low. Add in our salt. And then in our mashed potatoes. And then we're going to add in melted butter to our mixture. All right, so I'm going to turn that up just a tiny bit. And here we've got our bread flour. So you're going to use 6 to 7 cups, depending on the consistency. So right here I have 6 cups, and we'll add more if we need to. So I'm just going to add a little bit at a time until the whisk it starts to like stick a little bit, until it gets too thick, and then we'll switch hooks. All right. So it's starting to get really hard to do, so I'm going to switch hooks now to our dough hook. All right, make sure you get all of that dough off of that hook, off of your whisk attachment, not hook. So you're just going to do the flour a little bit at a time. Now we want this to start separating from the walls and clear off all the walls of our bowl. And so we're going to let this knead for about 10 minutes. I did add 6 cups of flour, so I'm looking, it's still kind of sticky. So I'm going to add in another cup. All right, so that's been kneading for about 10 minutes now. So I ended up adding about 7 cups of flour to this. And as you can see, The dough is no longer stuck to the sides of my bowl. So that's what we're looking for. And you want like a nice glossy sheen to the dough. What we're going to do is I'm going to remove the dough from this pan and I'm going to grease it down. And then we're just going to cover and let it rise for about an hour. Okay, so it has been an hour that this has been rising. So let's just get a look at what it looks like. It's doubled in size. Looking rather good actually. So now here is where we can like deviate just a little bit from what we were doing. So we have our dough. You can do it a few different ways. You can just cut small little circles and put it in your pan and make like regular dinner size rolls, which is what I normally do just because it's the easiest way to do it. Or you can half this in half, cut this in half, roll it out into a circle and do triangles with like a pizza cutter. Like pizza triangles and roll them into like crescent rolls, which is like a good way to make them look nice and pretty if you're having people over and you want it to look a little bit fancier. And then the last thing is you can freeze this. So if you aren't going to use this many, which I'm not, I'm going to do one pan in my cast iron because I feel like they get nice and crispy on the bottom. So whatever's left over, I'm going to just freeze this. So that way next time I want to make rolls, I have some at the ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just pinch out circles and we're just going to roll them. And how I like to do it is I like to kind of fold over bottom like this. So I'm kind of pinching it and doing like 4 corners like that. That way you get a nice even surface on top, and then I roll it. And then I put that pinched portion on the bottom. So we're just gonna do 3 across. Pinch a spot of dough, pinch it down at the bottom, 4 corners like that, and then just roll it. Then you're gonna put that pinched part that's not like perfectly round on the bottom. All right, as you can see, they are kind of separated right now, and that's totally fine because we're gonna let these rise and they're gonna double in size and they will be perfect. So we're going to cover this up again with our towel, put this in a warm spot, and we're gonna let them rise for another 60 to 90 minutes and just until they're doubled in size, and then we'll get these baking. So I made little round circles because I have another recipe coming to you soon with just little round ones that I'm gonna show you, but that won't be today, so just stay tuned for that. But so what I'm gonna do now is I just got them, they are all balled up, so I'm going to stick them in the freezer just on this parchment paper so they're separate like this, and that way they don't stick to each other. And then once we have them in the freezer for about half an hour, I'll take them out and we'll just put them in a Ziploc bag and store them in the freezer in a Ziploc bag. All right, so we're gonna do some delicious honey butter. It's like a cinnamon honey butter. It's kind of like a Texas Roadhouse style butter, and it goes perfect with these rolls. Now there is other ways that you could do these rolls. You could do like a Parmesan garlic type of roll on top, which is also really good. Butter, Parmesan, garlic, so good. But I really like to do this honey butter because it is so tasty and it just reminds me of eating at Texas Roadhouse, but you're eating at home. So what we're gonna do first is you're gonna get one full stick of butter, and then we have a few ingredients that we're going to add to this. So make sure that your butter is room temp. We're gonna add some powdered sugar in here, some cinnamon. If you're using unsalted butter, you're going to want to stick a tiny pinch of salt and then 2 tablespoons of honey. Perfect. All right, and then we are just going to use our hand mixer and mix all that together. There you have it. Super simple, super easy. Let's get our rolls in the oven and then we will do a taste test. All right, our rolls are ready. Let's get them out of the oven. Check that out. All right, let's put some butter over the top of these and then we'll give them a try. All right, guys, these are done and they are looking amazing. So let me just grab this one out of the corner. I'm going to Slather some of this delicious honey, Texas Roadhouse honey butter on it, and let's give it a taste, shall we? Oh my gosh. So good. They're nice and crisp on the outside. The honey butter makes it so delicious. Make this recipe. Alright everyone, thank you for watching this episode of Glisten's Culinary Delights. I'll catch you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe and make this recipe.
Gracias para todo, güey. Gracias para todo, güey. Gracias para todo, güey.
I'm filming.